Interest rates are back as a hot topic, so it's important that we discuss sort of where we're at now and where everybody thinks we're going. So to give you an idea, right now the national average on a 30-year fix is just under 7%, about 6.75. Keep in mind, that is lower than if you took the average interest rate on a 30-year fix from when they started tracking this in 1971 to today. If you took that whole time period, the average is over 7%. So we're lower than that, which is good. That being said, the big government agencies, Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, their predictions recently are that they'll end the year around the same number, somewhere in the mid to high sixes, which I do believe is going to happen. And then next year, by the end of 2025, they're predicting rates will go into the low sixes, maybe 6.25. So those aren't huge moves. And there's all these articles out there about, if rates start with a 5, it's going to go gangbusters and everybody's going to want to get a mortgage or buy a house, sell a house. And I do think that's true, although I do not believe that a rate starting with a 5 is coming anytime soon. So it's not something I would be holding out for. The other big component that we have to remember is the Federal Reserve and what are they going to do with monetary policy. They're actually meeting this week. The markets do not believe the Fed's going to make a decision to drop interest rates. They'll probably leave them unchanged. Although now Wall Street went from 75% pricing in the Fed would drop rates in September to 100%. So the markets are already pricing in that the Fed will make a rate cut in September. If that happens, that's definitely good news for all of us, definitely good news for consumer debt like credit cards, could potentially be good news for mortgage rates. We just have to remember that just because the Fed changes a rate doesn't mean that same day the rate's going to change in a long-term 30-year fixed mortgage. So sometimes it can take some time. So we are optimistic that we're headed in the right direction, and it is good news that rates are likely to come down. I think what we have to remember, though, is what are the fence posts? I said what the agencies are predicting for interest rates as far as next year, and these aren't huge swings, right? It's not going to be a massive difference to your payments. So I think a lot of folks that are holding out to do something, I do strongly believe in the next 6 months, a lot of people are going to get off the fence and start taking action. And what that can do, especially in a place like Maricopa County, is that can drive demand through the roof. We still have limited supply, even though it should get a little bit better with people listing their homes now that they're ready to give up that old rate and take a new rate. But that's going to create competition, and that could create pricing to go slightly up on homes. So that's something I'd be considering if I was looking to make a move.